Tonight, national civil rights leaders are in North Texas. They're after the shooting of a teenager in Balch Springs. The officer involved in that case was fired yesterday, but tonight community members are worried about what comes next. News 8's Damon Fernandez explains.
It's a shooting tragedy that has the country talking right now.
How many persons of color are going to have to be slaughtered in our streets before you do something?
That call to action from a group of fired-up faith leaders and community activists one day after Balch Springs police chief announced the firing of Officer Roy Oliver. Oliver fired the rifle into a car that killed 15-year-old Jordan Edwards late Saturday night.
Sadly, Jordan Edwards is one in a long line of many unarmed black or brown bodies whose lives have been snatched from them by police officers, or should I say a policing system.
This group met with the Dallas County District Attorney early Wednesday morning after temporarily calling off protests out of respect for Edwards' family and their wishes.
We expressed to her that there is a big difference between seeking justice and ravenously pursuing justice.
The group says it discussed community demands and expectations with the DA.
We are insisting on a transparent, vigorous pursuit of justice in this case.
Edwards was killed in a car full of witnesses, including his young brothers. As his family continues to grieve, some community members are planning a prayer vigil in the teen's memory.
And the fact that we have to go through it again is a tragedy in and of itself.
Reverend Dr. Michael Waters says Wednesday night's vigil at Agape AME Church will have guests from across the country, including the president of the National NAACP. The vigil will be followed by a nonviolent direct action training session.
And we want to prepare our community by all peaceful means possible to provide the appropriate pressure necessary to bring about holistic change to our criminal justice system.
Community members say they're on a quest for change after another tragedy involving the killing of a child. And as the investigation into that officer-involved shooting continues back here at the DA's office, I can tell you there are people planning and preparing for tonight's community prayer vigil. That vigil begins at 7 o'clock at the Agape Temple AME Church. That's on the 3400 block of Mingo. Damon Fernandez, Channel 8 News.
All right, Damon. We are digging to learn more about the now former officer, Roy Oliver. That includes the training that he's had since joining Balch Springs Police back in 2011. Oliver underwent dozens of training sessions, we're told. They include crisis intervention and conflict resolution training earlier this year. In 2015, Roy Oliver went through an intermediate level class on the use of force. We're getting so much new information about